The most OP items in Phase 2. I think this is relevant to us. We'll go ahead and we'll watch this.
Yo guys, Punkrat another video. Phase 2. We're so close to PvP finally being a crucial element of the endgame experience in Classic. New boss fights, world PvP to look forward to, but I mean, come on. There's something a lot more important than those two, right?
Okay.
Loot, epic bounty, purples in your backpacks. Items, items, items. The only thing we actually care about. The rest is just a path towards the item of your desire. Now with Phase 2's release, it's not like we're getting a new raid tier unlocked, but even though that's the case, there's actually a ton of new insanely powerful items ready to be claimed with this patch, and I mean tons. We've got 2 new world bosses with decent loot tables containing some very strong items, and of course the PvP ranking system, which packs a good old punch, giving you access to 2 entirely new class.
Yeah, the gear is fucking
sets,
ridiculous.
The blue and epic PvP sets, and of course the weapons at the top rank. So that's the concept of this video. Let's go over the absolute top best in show items newly available in Phase 2 of Classic WoW.
Okay.
Here's the best items of Phase 2. Let's get into it. Alright, so first let's cover Azuregos' loot table. You guys all know what Azuregos Mageblade is, right? That one sword that every single caster is trying to get.
Yeah, I'm aware of what sword that is. I'm fully aware.
Molten Core. Once it drops, you have 15 people either rolling for it or bidding for it, depending on the loot system of the raid. Well, luckily, we have access to another caster weapon that rivals it, so at least there's an extra weapon to go around for those 15 bidders trying to get that same item. Although this one's probably even harder to get, considering you have to secure the world boss and only one guild on the entire server is able to do that per week. We've got Fang of Mystics. It's pretty much the same thing, except it doesn't have any stamina, but instead it has.
That's actually really good. Holy shit!
Nonetheless, it's super good.
That's even better for casters than Azuregos Mageblade.
Regrowth druids can also use it.
What the fuck?
Although Paladins, sorry, on this one you can't. But obviously this is a really strong dagger, and it looks pretty cool too. Nice little slick design, and of course, really great stats as well. So all around, one of the best main hand weapons that you can use as a caster DPS, and I'm pretty sure it's the best in slot weapon for regrowth druids as well. All right, next on the list, another caster friendly.
Yeah, I do need that, dude.
Except this time,
I'm gonna get that 100%, dude. Don't worry about it.
Out there, we've got Cold Snap. I can't say enough about this wand. First of all, look at the DPS. The speed is really nice, and 85 DPS, 7 intellect, and most importantly, plus 20 increased frost spell power damage. Plus 20, that's pretty much double the Bone Creeper Stylus. This is the best wand that you can get for a really long time, pretty much until mages are going fire once AQ40 hits. The ZG wand, the AV wand are still worse than this. It's ridiculously good, and frost mages are going to be trying to strangle each other to get their hands on this one.
How often do these world bosses respawn? Like, that's what one thing I'm wondering about, is like, how often do the world bosses respawn? Like, maybe once a week? Once per week? Holy shit, man. 5 to 7 days. Like, oh my god. That does sound like a lot, man. Okay, let's see. That might be a little bit too much, man. 5 to 7 days. So, how does anybody end up even killing these mobs? Like, I mean, is there any way that you can even plan on being able to do this at all? I feel like it's basically fucking impossible. Yeah, I don't get it at all. You wipe each out, you wipe each other until someone gets the tag? It's basically impossible for a casual guild? You park your alts on there. You can't on, yeah, I feel like how are you going to be able to do a world boss on stream? That's going to be almost impossible, man. Like, that'd be ridiculous. 20 alt ready for Kazzak during real vanilla? Yeah, I guess so. That's fucking crazy. Okay, let's see here.
Alright, so these next 2 items are really incredible as well. The first is the Snowblind shoes. These are pretty much the best boots that you can get as a Shadow Priest. But they're so well itemized that they're actually better than most healer boots as well, so healers are going to be wanting to get these as well. They've got 10 intellect, 10 stamina, 32 spell power, and 5 MP5. Pretty much perfect for a Shadow Priest. And because the stats are distributed in such a great manner, they're actually really good as a healer as well. Now this next item is stupid good. It's called the Crystal Adorned Crown, and let's just put it up on the screen. Check out this bad boy. This is one of the highest base healing items in the game that's not a weapon. 14 intellect, 13 spirit, and
Holy
plus
shit,
92
man.
healing. This is basically the best healing helmet that you could get, I guess, until like Don Rigoberto's. So you're gonna see a lot of people using
that's
this until
insane.
late AQ40, that's for sure. You might be seeing a trend
Wow,
here, but items off
92 heals.
Azuregos are ridiculously well itemized.
And so we're only gonna have one chance at this gear for the entire week? Oh my god, man. Like, this is... No, man, per server? Yeah, but like, we're on one server. All the... Like, it's like, how am I ever... Like, can anybody even ever expect to get this gear? You need to camp a world boss spawn for hours. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like it's impossible to get this shit. Like, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I don't know. It feels that way to me. What the fuck, man? Okay, let's see here. Crying about Judgment Helmet gone to waste? Yeah, I guess so.
Pretty much every item that he drops is absolutely stellar, so every single time you kill him, you're almost guaranteed to get some really nice items for your guildies. Alright, well, enough about the casters. Let's talk about our physical damage dealers.
Okay, here's what
First item
matters.
that we're going to cover is Unmelting Ice Girdle. Now, you might look at it just pretty much a regular tanking
shit.
belt. It's got
Fucking
14
frost
strength,
resist.
14 agility, and 14
I'm gonna have
stamina.
to
The
farm
14
this,
agility
man.
is about 0.75%
Oh, no,
chance to
dude.
crit for a warrior, so it's a pretty decent item. It's not terrible for TPS tanking, and it's not terrible for mitigation tanking, but that's not really where it
it's a
excels.
frost
The whole
resist.
point is to have frost resistance.
Yes.
Now, right now, you might think, who the hell needs frost resistance? But come Naxxramas, when you're trying to get to Kel'Thuzad, you have to go through Saffron.
Shit,
and Saffron,
man.
you need the entire raid to be decked out with almost 200 frost resist. So obviously, top of the line guild.
Is there any other fucking frost resist belt that I could get in the game that I have to expect this? Oh, let me see. Alchemy, blacksmithing, let's see. Armor belt. No, man. Leather belt and Skolo? Oh, dude, that doesn't sound good to me. That really doesn't sound good to me. Fuck, dude. This is ridiculous.
Are going to be trying to get these on their main tanks. It's going to be a huge priority. Azuregos gives you access to some pretty nice frost resistance items,
Wow.
and then the Emerald Drakes, when they come out, are going to give you nature resistance. So here are some nice items that will be worth it in the long run before you're heading into the
Frostbite
later
Girdle.
raid tiers. So this item's definitely
That's terrible
worth
for
mentioning.
tanking.
All right, well, who cares about tank items? Who cares about resistance items, right?
Yeah, true.
Let's talk
Fuck
about
it.
that sweet melee DPS or hunter
Okay.
item.
All right,
We've
here's
got
my shit.
Presaw Cape. Presaw is a French word for powerful or power, force. So the Cape of Force, the Cape of Power.
Pussy and
this
cloak.
thing is
This
really,
is-
really solid.
I need
it
this-
gives 12 stamina, 40 attack power flat, and
It's
1%
so good.
chance to hit. Rogues and warriors are salivating at
Face
the
she's gonna be
idea
worse
of
than our
getting this
hairlines?
cloak.
True,
If you
Rich.
look at the Cape of the Black Baron, it gives
is so
20
bad,
attack
man.
power and 15 agility.
This is
Kinda
so
comparable,
bad.
Close to the amount of attack power for rogues, since
Okay.
agility gives you AP, and for warriors it's almost 1% chance to crit and 20 attack power. So it's pretty damn good. But the Presaw Cape is much better, dwarfing the AP that you get, and on top of that giving you a chance to hit, which is the most important thing on a dual wield melee DPS. And if we compare it to Cloak of Firemaw, which gives 50 attack power flat, you're trading 10 attack power for 1% chance to hit. I'd say for
Holy
rogues and Fury
shit,
warriors,
man.
definitely a worthy trade-off. So I don't really have to say too much about this thing. If you get it,
Oh
you're
my
probably
God.
gonna hold onto it till AQ40 or Nax. Definitely.
Dude, like, this cloak is, like, better than any... Like, it's better... Is there anything in BWL that can even compare to this? I'm pretty sure there's not. Like, let me see. Is there any cloak in... like, back. Cloak of the Brute. Okay, that's a fucking caster cloak. The Firemaw cloak? $50 AP. That's not as good as this. This is 1% hit. That's really good.
We've got Presaw Cape, one of the best cloaks in the entire game. Alright, so those are
Okay.
definitely the best items that you can get off Azuregos. Now let's talk about Lord Kazzak. The first thing I want to mention is Lord Kazzak doesn't have nearly as good of a loot table as Azuregos. Not even close. Those items that we just went over for Azuregos, some of them are ridiculously good. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have some good ones. So the first item that we've got from Kazzak, and the best item that we've got, is the Fel Infused Leggings. I mean, guys, look at this. Shadow Priests, Warlocks, this is what you want. 21 stamina and 64 increased shadow spell power, kind of similar to the leggings of the Festering Swarm that we see off Battleguard Sartura in AQ40. So we're going to classify these legs as AQ40 equivalent. Pretty much every single time you're killing Lord Kazzak, everyone's just hoping that these drop. Even if you aren't a Warlock or a Shadow Priest, you're saying, man, I hope those drop because...
I'm not saying that, dude, unless I'm on my Warlock or Shadow Priest. Listen, if these drop... I think we're gonna have to have a shameless Kazzak. I'm just saying, I think we're gonna have to have a shameless Kazzak. Because if we don't, I mean, what else could I possibly... Never run it on your warrior. Yeah, good luck killing Kazzak. Yeah. Well, no, it's like what I do is they don't know it's a shameless Kazzak till we kill the boss. And I just make a raid. I'm like, yo, y'all want to kill Kazzak? And they're like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, cool, let's go. And you kill the boss, and then it's like, hey, does anybody want these? No? Oh, wow, surprise. I didn't invite any Warlocks or Shadow Priests into the group. I guess they're mine now. You know, that's the way it works. It's that easy.
They're just so above and beyond every other item that drops off Kazzak that if they don't drop, it's disappointing. Okay, so the next one off Kazzak is called Backlight Bracer, and it's a cloth wrist guard that has 13 intellect, 11 stamina, and 8 spirit with 1% chance to spell crit. So bracers with spell crit are pretty much unheard of, or even spell hit. There's only a couple in the game, and they're very highly sought after. There's the spell hit bracers from Blackwing Lair, and there's the crit bracers, which are best in slot for pretty much everyone, at least once you hit your hit cap, from Naxxramas. But until then, these are what you get. So as a fire mage, or even as a frost mage, although I'm not sure you'd be prioritizing critical strike over spell power as a frost mage, these are pretty interesting. And of course, as a paladin, paladins definitely love these as well. They're not necessarily the greatest. If they had spell power on top of the spell crit, they'd be absolutely ridiculous, but they're interesting. Some of the only bracers with crit on them, and definitely worth mentioning. Alright, so this next item that's pretty average again, but definitely worth mentioning, especially for PvP, we've got Flayed Doomguard Belt. Well, the reason why it's kind of average is because it's leather, and we all know elemental shamans and boomkins are not necessarily the most highly viewed specs, but this belt is really good. It gives you really nice base stats, 18 intellect and 18 stamina, which is really, high. Improved chance to crit with spells by 1, and damage and healing on your magical spells by up to 4.
That's Star Chicken's
spell power's a little bit low, but the base stats are super high, and
it's
that's
insanely
why it's so good in PvP. So obviously boomkins and elemental shamans are not super viable in raiding, boomkins more than LAs, but they're both really, really good classes when it comes to PvP, especially elemental shamans. And they're looking for literally any item that has spell power and crit on it. So this is pretty much perfect for them. And obviously, paladins can definitely benefit from this belt as well. You'd be dropping a ton of raw healing power, considering some belts have like plus 50 healing on them. But crit is super important, and depending on how the paladin wants to itemize, it's definitely a pretty decent holy paladin belt. Now, these next two items I'm just going to mention here really quick at the end. They're definitely quite relevant. So Lord Kazzak drops Eye of Shadow, and Azuregos drops the Blue Dragon Sinew. Both of these are the quest items that are related to the Rockdalar, Lockdalar, Benediction, and Anathema.
Who gives a fuck about that? We're gonna be able to get those items anyway. Who cares? Like, we already have both of these in the game. If you don't have an Eye of Shadow and you have your fucking the thing from the boss in the Eye of Divinity, you are lazy. You know what you do? The first thing you do, if you get the Eye of Shadow, you say, listen, bro, like, I'm calling in all the favors right now, man. Come help me get the Eye of Shadow. Or if you want to get the Mature Dragon Sinew, you go over to Winter Spring and you get that shit done, man. You have to do it. Like, that's the secret. It's not, wait, that's not even a secret. Like, if you're in a raiding guild, if you're in a group of people, and your guild won't help you farm out an Eye of Shadow, at least a few people in the group won't help you farm out an Eye of Shadow, leave that fucking guild. Just leave the guild. Because, I mean, like, they don't give a fuck about you. And it's like, that's, yeah, just leave the guild. Or farm the gold and buy it. Yeah, one way or another. I mean, if guilds, like, you can join Olympus, like, we farmed out probably 20 Eyes of Shadow for all the priests in our guild at the beginning of the game. Like, every guild should be doing this.
Quest lines out of Molten Core. So right now, you'd have to farm elites.
Yeah, we farmed a lot of these.
Or maybe even less than 1% chance to drop to get the blue sinew or get the Eye of Shadow. But with these world bosses, you pretty much get a guaranteed drop.
By the way, if you guys want to come to this, come help me level, message me, INV.
And the Eye of Shadow
Rogue Boy.
is used for Anathema
and you can come over here.
So it's definitely relevant, and I thought I'd mention it here at the end.
Yeah.
But don't worry, it's not the end of the whole video, just the end of the world boss loot tables. You didn't think I was going to end this video without talking about the PvP rewards, did you?
Yeah,
well,
this is what matters.
obviously, these are some of the best items that are coming. If not, no, they are the best items that are coming to phase 2 right now. I'm not going to go over every single reward that you can get because there's just so many of them, and if I went through every single one, this video would be like 25 minutes long, so I'll just focus on some of the best ones available. The first thing that we need to talk about is obviously the Grand Marshal weapons, specifically the melee ones. So for the most part, when it comes to ranking up to rank 14, there's a bit of a cabal, a bit of a mafia in a sense, where all of the top premates are basically coordinating with each other and choosing who's getting rank 14 each week. So it's like, okay, this guy's up, then this guy's next, and this guy's next. Generally, melee DPS will be prio to get rank 14 before a mage and a warlock. And that's because the melee DPS weapons are ludicrous. The Grand Marshal and High Warlord one-handers have a 2.9 weapon speed with almost 60 DPS. This is far better than anything available right now. Even once BWL comes, and AQ40 until way later, there's nothing that can compare to these. So guilds like Apes that are dominating their server are most likely going to be trying to get rank 14 weapons on all of their melee DPS, or all of the ones that are actually willing to do the grind. And this is going to set them way apart from other guilds that aren't able to do that, and I'm pretty sure they're on a small server, so they're going to be able to absolutely dominate rank 14 titles. Now, the crossbow is also really good for hunters. The dagger, the staff, and the caster weapons also are pretty decent, but the best available weapon when it comes to...
Yeah, I mean, if I could get the sword, it would be great, but I'm sorry, it's probably not gonna happen, man. Like, imagine me going out of my way and actually doing all of this shit. Like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna be able to do it. As much as I would want to, it's just not gonna be possible, man. Like, being able to do this on stream, there's no way.
Being a caster is for sure the one-handed healing mace. This thing is a monster. 134 plus healing and 6 MP5.
Holy shit.
Absolutely ridiculous, guys. This is pretty much the best healing weapon that you can get until Cthulhu. It's an absolute beast. And of course, if you're a melee DPS who's focused on PvP...
Dude, people are getting a hard-on over fucking Azure Song Mageblade that gives you 40. People are getting excited over 40. Bro, this is 134. Oh my god, man. This is crazy. You know, if I had delayed streams, you could do that. No, I'd rather just not. Like, delayed streams suck.
We've got the two-handed claymore, the axe, 3.8 speed, almost 80 DPS, 41 stamina, 1% chance to crit, perfect for PvP, and obviously 26 strength as well. Perfect for PvP. Now, when it comes to the actual class-specific sets, the Field Marshal ones are incredible, or the Warlord ones if you're on Horde, but we're not going to go over every single one. Let's just go over the specific ones that are ridiculously good, specific item slots. The first one that I want to mention are the Warrior shoulder pads. So right now, you've got True Strike shoulders.
These are the second best in slot in the game, I think.
There's no nice plate shoulders that'll give you pretty much everything you need.
The only reason this is actually a really good item is the fact that it looks cool. Like, people need to remember that. I think so many people forget how important it is to look cool. And it's like nobody understands that anymore in the game. Like, nobody gets it. They don't have any idea. You're gonna farm on or off stream? No. Like, I don't have time for that. Fuck no. How am I gonna have any time to do that? If somebody else wants to message me INV for an invite, please message me INV for an invite. We're trying to get as many people here as we can.
Speed, strength, agility, stamina, and increased hit or crit. But the Field Marshal ones are definitely
you don't look good, you can't play good.
They're very similar to the tier 2.5 Conqueror, with 18 strength, 16 agility, which is almost 1% chance to crit.
Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous.
Stamina and 1% chance to hit. These shoulders are absolutely incredible.
They're fucking ridiculous.
Anything that you can get.
The legs are really good too.
The next item that I definitely want to put a highlight on is pretty much the entire rogue set. The rogue set is disgusting, guys. I'm just gonna put it up here on the screen. Look at all the agility, hit, and crit on pretty much every single item. It's perfectly itemized. And next, we've got the hunter set. Most of it is great, but the one item that I want to put emphasis on are the gloves. We've got the Marshal's chain grips. And if you look at the equip outside of all of the stats, it says increases the damage done by your multi-shot by 4%. So you have an item that increases the damage of your multi-shot by a percentage-based value. That's super insane. And these are pretty much the best gloves.
That is really good. What the fuck?
For PvP and PvE in the entire game. It's kind of like how every single hunter right now is absolutely gunning for 8 of 8.
So somebody says item level says 74, but isn't 60 the max level? But how does it work different? No, the item level is the budget of the amount of stats that's on the item. That's something that's separate than the item requirement to equip it. So there's item levels that go all the way up to what do you call it? They go all the way up to like 88 or something like that. But whenever you talk about like anything beyond that, it's not really going to happen, you know? And that's really the point that I'm making. Is it phase 2 tomorrow? No, it's unfortunately not tomorrow. It's not tomorrow, unfortunately, guys. Let's see here. Burning Crusade item. 92 is in Nax is the highest, I think. I think so too.
8 tier 1.
Let's see here.
And that's because of that AP set bonus that gives them 15% increased multi-shot damage. Well, this is one piece that gives you 4%. Really, really solid, and everybody wants this. Now, the next thing that I want to mention is the entire Rep Paladin set. So you might notice this again, there's pretty much no Rep Paladin gear out there. There's only warrior gear. It doesn't have any intellect, and obviously Paladins, Rep Paladins specifically, are mana starved constantly. There's no spell power. A lot of Rep Paladin damage is based on spell power, and then physical crit on top of those other stats that I just mentioned. Well, the Field Marshal set, and even the blue set, so the Knight set we'll call it, or the Knight Lieutenant set, is perfect for Rep Paladins. Now is where Rep Paladins get pissed. So if you're out there on your server, you're a Rep Paladin, you just got Hand of Rag. If you get the blue set, the Knight Lieutenant set,
Dragon,
or the
you know?
Field Marshal set, you are going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with in PvP. And I'd recommend for any Paladin out there who takes Ret seriously, at least get that blue set. Obviously the Field Marshal one is way more difficult to obtain, but get that blue set. It's
tier 2.5 is really good too. So tier 2.5 for Rep Paladins. So like for like Warriors and Rets, for example, most of the other tier sets are designed pretty much exclusively to be DPS sets, or sorry, tanking sets or healing sets. But tier 2.5 has a lot of strength on it, and it has things on it that actually make it better for Ret, you know? I mean, obviously it doesn't make Ret good, but it makes it a lot better than it is.
Alright, now when it comes to the blue sets, I don't want to go in too much detail talking about them because this video is going to take forever. But let's just highlight 2 specific items that really pop. And also keep in mind that pretty much all the blue sets are quite good. We're talking about the Mage and Warlock shoulder pads. There are no shoulder pads in the entire game until Rime Covered Mantle, which is highly sought after and highly rare, of Gluth and Naxxramas that give you spell power and crit. Mage tier 3 I believe only gives you 36 spell power. Mage tier 2.5 gives you spell penetration and spell power. And Warlock tier 2.5 is probably better considering Warlocks need hit. It gives spell power and hit, which is much better than the Mage alternative. But the Lieutenant Commander shoulder pads for Mages and Warlocks give you spell power and 1% chance to crit. Now you might think the spell power is a little bit low, but if you combine it with one other item, the Mage for example, where you get the boots, which have spell power and hit, you get the 2-piece set bonus, which is plus 23 spell power. That puts each item to above 20 SP, plus 1 crit, plus 1 hit. This is the best way to itemize on a Warlock and Mage specifically until Nax. So if you're tryharding on a Mage, you don't even necessarily need to hit Field Marshal. Just getting the blue set is all you need. 2-piece blue set or the 2 specific piece blue set.
I don't know if I want to equip a blue set though, man. That's the thing.
I'm just item that we're going to cover.
I don't know if I want to deal with that.
The Warrior helmet is kind of like a ghetto version of the Lionheart helm. It gives strength, stamina, 1 hit, 1
just
crit.
Get the Lionheart helm. It's easy. Just get the Lionheart helm.
Don't feel like getting Lionheart helm because you're super lazy. Although get Lionheart helm. Don't be a fool. This is a good alternative, and obviously it's great in PvP considering the fact that it is stamina. And honestly, I would also use this in my tanking set, or at least my TPS tanking set. Really strong base stats with the strength and stamina, crit and hit. This is a stellar helmet to use, especially for dual wield or fury tanking. So there it is, friends, some truly epic
Holy
rewards,
shit,
and
dude.
I mean really, really stellar items, right? I'm
Yeah,
sure they
these
didn't
items are
disappoint.
ridiculously
These new items
fucking
give you
good.
something to chase after, something to look forward to, I'm sure, especially the PvP rewards, since anyone can get them. Of course, the rank 14
damn.
weapons are a ridiculous grind, but the blue PvP set is quite viable for even your average gamer, and some of those sets are really top quality. So get out there, guys, get with your guild, battling in the open world to secure some world boss epics for the squad, or get out on the battlefield.
I just like, I mean, I guess it's because we're on a really big
unlock
server,
access
you
to the
know?
Knight's quarters for your awesome PvP rewards. If you like this video and want to see more like it, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, of course, you know the drill, soldiers. Make sure to hit the notification bell to be notified every single time I post a new video straight out of the render oven. And with that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Okay. I think this is a good video. I agree with a lot of the things that he's saying in the video, like especially with the gear. Like this Warlock gear is fucking ridiculous. Like I didn't even know that at all. That is crazy.